right. Well, are you ready? I'm recording.
Um, I think so.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
You're like,
um,
as good as I'm ever gonna get, basically.
yeah, man, I guess. I mean, sure. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's do
This
this.
this
I
okay.
I think I know what I'm gonna recommend you this episode, but like I was having a hard time deciding. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with that.
See where your gut takes you.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Monthly Mishap. I'm Josh. The other voice you
I'm
heard is
Chris.
Chris. Hey Chris. We're here for another month. This is for
Yeah,
July of 2026. How was your month?
dude, it's been hectic to say the least. So I talked about this on Trash Station a little bit. Actually, I don't know if it ended up in the recording for Trash Station. Me and Max were talking about it like before we actually started the recording. But like while the recording was going on, so I don't know. I don't listen to my own podcast. Why would I listen to my own show? It gets edited and then put up on the internet, and then I forget everything that I said. But I had to start a new job this month, and that's been like crazy. I was not expecting that to happen. So like the company that I was working for that I had a contract with, um, they got bought out of their delivery contract for Utz chips
Mm-hmm.
by another company. So my choices were go work for this other company or don't have a job anymore. So
Not great choices there. Yeah.
yeah, so I was basically forced to start a new job, which I was not expecting to have to do, you know?
Yeah.
Um
I
and
remember
so
you
yeah, that
saying
was
it was like what 24 hours or less that you knew that you had the next job at least. It wasn't like a long wait.
no, it wasn't a super long wait or anything. So uh essentially the day that I found out I was losing my job, I interviewed with that other company, but then I still had to go through their hiring process. Like they weren't going to say, "Yes, we'll go ahead and hire you," just like right off the bat. They're like, "Well, you have to put in the application online and go through the normal hiring process of like doing the background check and making sure that your ID is valid and that you're valid to work in the United States and blah blah blah." All of that bullshit. And I'm like,
Yep.
all right, I'll go through the process. And just like that entire week going through the process, I'm just stressed because I'm like, motherfucker, I've got a mortgage, I've got a car payment. Like, I know I'll be able to find another job if this doesn't pan out, but I wasn't expecting to just suddenly be laid off of work, you know?
It's a terrible feeling. So I relate hard. That happened to me in March, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh, well, I'm glad that worked out for you though. Seems like you like the new place and everything, right? Everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah, new job's cool. It's the same thing I've been doing, just new routes, so new stores. Anytime you're going to new stores in this kind of work, it's like you got to go to the store, you got to introduce yourself to all the managers and check the shelves and make sure that everything's rotated properly because it's grocery, so it's got to be
Yep.
rotated. And some people don't do that. Um, so just like that whole process for the first week made my first week extremely busy and like so there was like this week gap in between when the old company stopped delivering and when we started delivering. So all the shelves are like fucking wiped out and empty because nobody was delivering product to any of these stores. So on top of having to rotate everything, I'm also having to bring in like three times as much product as I normally would into any store. And it was crazy. It was super busy. And then this new company just like they push sales more than my old company did. Like it is a sales job at the end of the day. Like you are trying to like, hey, get displays and all of that so that you can push your sales numbers and everything. And so that the company that you're working for is profitable, but this new company does like kind of they're a lot more about pushing, like really trying to push for more sales, which I'm not particularly fond of, but yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. It's like at least you're in a real retail environment where it's like, okay, you're just trying to like, hey, maybe you should get an end cap right here. This would be a perfect spot. At least there's that
Uh-huh.
opportunity. Um, it like for what I do, it's I'm going to people's homes, so it's a little bit harder for me to be like, hey, spend more money,
Right.
so yeah. uh,
Yeah.
um,
And it's more like, "Hey, we're on sale. Can I set up a display?
yeah,
Because otherwise you're gonna run out of product." And if they say no, it's like, "Okay, that's fine. You don't have to have a display if you don't want to, but don't call me in 3 days when you're out of product. Because when you do, I'm gonna be like, 'Well, why didn't you let me set up a display?'"
yeah,
You know? Then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't have to be driving back out to your fucking store. Which I've had to have that conversation with some managers in the past. Obviously not that rudely, but in a more polite and professional way, just being
yeah,
like, if you had just let me set a display fucking 5 days ago, I wouldn't have to be back out here today.
yeah. You say it nicely, but
So,
you're also like, hey, you got to put your foot down a little at the same time. Be a little stern about
uh,
it. Like, hey, this is kind of on you, but hey, I'm here,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
I'm here. I'll fill the shelves. Are you gonna let me set a display today? No, you're not. You're still not gonna let me just set a display. Okay, well then the next time you call me, I'm not coming back until my next scheduled day to be back.
yeah,
So call me again. I'll be like, okay, I'll be back on Tuesday, not Friday, when you're calling me. Like, that's fine. I don't care. You didn't want me to set a display. So deal with it, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah. Yep. People.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, for me, did Polycon. That was fun. Good
Yep.
times seeing everybody. Missed you there, obviously, but that I understand life, and you have other things going on this year, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fun times though. It was good. It's always great to see everyone. I think one of the biggest highlights was seeing Mo from the community because he's from
Yeah.
Germany, and I was like, okay, this is cool and kind of crazy to see somebody. He flew 16 hours to see everyone, which is cool.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I wish I could have been there. It wasn't in the cards this year. Life's been
yeah.
even before changing the jobs. Life's just been kind of crazy this year. Since buying the house and everything, it's been
No, it's
hectic.
understandable. 100%. It's like, yeah, it's it. There's things that take priority over a weekend vacation. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yep.
fine. Yeah. So, but
And like,
good.
oh yeah, a weekend vacation doesn't sound expensive like on the surface. It's like a couple $100 to stay at the Airbnb and a little bit of money to throw in for food. But then it's like, all right, but I need extra money for travel. Like whether I drive there or I fly, it's like, well, there's an extra like $300 to $400
Yep.
pretty easily.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna want to go shopping. I'm gonna want to go out to eat because I want to eat at local restaurants. And that what seems like at first to just be like, oh, I just need like $200 turns into, well, I actually need like $1,000 or
Yeah.
$1,500, and it's like, ah,
I think that's about how much it cost me at the end. Was probably around 1,200 or so between the
mhm,
flight, going to the escape room, which was like $50. Like eating there. Helping with groceries. I
yeah,
bought some extra groceries for the house. Gave Burger a good tip. Because he cooked everything. It adds up. So yeah,
yeah.
so I get it. But anyway, this is Monthly Mishap. We watched some stuff. You want to jump into it?
Uh, yeah, sure. Josh, have you watched any more Star Trek?
So what happened is I watched like two more episodes. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get back to that, and I just never did. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
uh,
yesterday I finished season two.
yeah. It seems like
Um,
you're very high on it, especially the second season.
Yeah, season two. So everybody was saying that like it gets better in the second season, and turns out they were right. It does
Hmm.
get better. Like it is less campy, but a lot of the episodes have like higher stakes, and there's a lot more like drama that happens. There's a lot of episodes like with any ensemble cast, like sitcom. There will be a lot of episodes where it'll kind of focus on one character or another. So like you got the episode that focuses on Worf, you got an episode that focuses on Geordi, you got an episode that focuses on like the Doctor, and then there's most of the episodes are like mainly focused on Picard or Riker, like because they are kind of the two main characters. Um, and yeah, it's just really fucking good, man. I'm really having a good time watching it. There's been a few standout episodes for sure. There's one where I was talking with people in the Discord where Riker like takes an assignment and is like assigned to a Klingon ship for a little while, which that's really fun seeing him like have to basically act like a Klingon a little
Mm-hmm.
bit to be able to maintain his like status as an officer on the ship because you know the Klingons don't exactly respect humans even though they are part of the Federation at this point. Um, yeah, there's a lot of really good episodes this season. I didn't
Awesome.
particularly care for the final episode, but it was fine. Yeah.
I mean, it's a show with like 25 episode seasons, so it's like it's going to be a little uneven because they got to get so much scripts
Yeah.
done and so much shooting done. It's like, okay, some of these are not going to be as strong as the great episodes, right? It's just how it is because of the
Absolutely.
design of the
Yeah.
show, you know.
Yep. Um, but yeah, I'm still having a great time with it. I'm gonna keep watching it. And um, what else was I gonna say? There was something else I wanted to say about it. Um, I don't know. Star Trek, good.
That's fair. Oh, I just accidentally opened DaVinci Resolve. I'm sure that's on the video. That's fine. Um, well, there it is. Okay. Anyway,
Oops.
yeah, that's on me. Technical stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm not abandoning it. I promise. It's just summertime's crazy for my job. It's just like and I'm
Hmm.
exhausted because it's so hot all the time. So it's like, do I want to watch a show or do I just want to play some mindless video game or just go to sleep? Like that's basically what it is right now. Because it's like it's not even that hot here, but I honestly I just get overheated easily. So if it
Hmm.
gets past 85, I'm just like I'm just exhausted the rest of the day, like working in that. So yeah,
No, I absolutely understand that. I mean, like I've worked outside for years, and
yeah,
even still, you know, working outside for 8 to 10 hours in 80 to 90 degree heat, it fucking sucks. And it's been like the last couple of weeks, it's been like 100 degrees here. So
right.
I've been really trying to like get home by like 11 or noon, so that it's like not quite at 100 yet, but it's not always easy to do that. So yeah, I completely understand. It's exhausting being out there in the heat.
Yeah, I mean it's the nice thing is my stops are usually like 30 minutes or so. So it's
Mm.
like, okay, 30 minutes give or take. I'm in the heat, sweating my ass off, and then blast that AC for 5 minutes while I'm typing notes, and then 5 more minutes to drive to the next place. At least I get some
Right.
AC in between those, but the temperature change there even wears you out, because you're like hot and then you're cold and you're hot and then you're
Yep.
cold. So it's I find myself a lot more exhausted in the summer just in general, but that's part of the job and what I do for a living. So if people
Yeah.
don't know, I do pest control. So yeah,
Yeah, with my job, it's like it's super hot outside and I'm in the box of a truck.
yep,
So I'm just like in an oven, and then I'm inside a grocery store that's like 70 to 75 degrees. So I'm like reasonable,
yeah,
but it's not like super cool or anything, and the back rooms are never cooled. And I'm like I would say a quarter of my time in a store is in a back room anyway. So it's like I'm going from 100 degrees outside to 120 degrees in a box of a truck to 90 degrees in the back room out to the sales floor
yeah.
doing that for a little while and
So
then
you
back
understand?
outside to
It's
the
like, yeah, you're just it just fucks with your body. I
It
remember that makes
does.
me
Yeah.
think of doing distributing for Anheuser Busch, and I had to do
Mhm.
there was this Kroger because it's Tex. Oh, it was in Texas too. Obviously, there's this Kroger that never had any air in the back room, not even fans or anything. So
Uh-huh.
if it's like 105 day in Texas, we had backstock pallets at that specific store. So I'm sitting there stacking like 6 backstock pallets of beer in this like
Uh-huh.
oven. You know what I mean? And like, oh,
Yep.
I just remember just like my shirt just sticking to me because I'm sweating so bad.
Oh yeah, it's miserable. Were you
Yeah.
having to uh stock in the coolers? And if so,
Yep.
was it walk-in coolers like some stores have, or was it front load coolers?
Most of them were front load that I had to do. I did do a couple of in South they're called Stripes. They're basically like 7-Eleven. So I did like two of those. So those are in behind, of course, because it's the backloaded ones. But the rest of them were like HEBs and like grocery stores that are just all front loaded.
Okay.
Which the thing about that is some of those stores are more picky than others because a lot of times I can arrive early at those stores, drop like actually pull the backstock pallet out and just drop it on the aisle and just go real quick for like 30 minutes and knock it out. But
Mhm.
other companies are like, no, you can't do that. It's a safety hazard. And I'm like, so you're basically making me stack it twice to bring it out onto like a
Yep.
like a U cart or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been in that world. It's something else for sure. Yeah.
It's certainly a job.
But yeah, that's my excuse for not watching more Star Trek. It just slipped my mind. Honestly, it happens. But I do
Yep.
plan to go back. It's on my queue for sure.
Okay. There are some cast changes going into season 2. So, um yeah, that's getting into spoiler territory,
That's
and
fine.
I don't want to spoil all the surprises for you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it more. I'll keep watching it, and I don't know if I'll catch up to you, but I'll try my best.
I don't think you're gonna catch up to me because I've gotten through so much because I've been working on painting Warhammer models and I've just have Star Trek up in the background. It's like it's the perfect show to just have up
Yeah.
because it's mostly just people talking, you know,
Right.
and you don't have to pay super close attention to it because it's not an action-packed show. You know, whenever there's conflict, more often than not, it's solved through dialogue rather than through laser blasts.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's the main appeal of the show, right? The draw. So
yep,
it's like all the political intrigue of it. Yeah.
yep.
All right. Well, I'll do my one TV show I watched. Sar, my partner, is really into Heartstopper, which is like a romantic love show, love comedy, romantic comedy. I would say it's more of a romantic drama, honestly, but it's a TV show on Netflix.
Mhm.
It's a gay love story. We watched the entire, I think it's 3 seasons, and then a movie came out last month, which is called Heartstopper Forever. I think it was pretty solid. I enjoyed my watch. I kind of like enjoyed the characters and the characterizations of them, and they get a little more serious. Like there's some talks of like eating disorders and things, and like actually trying to like be in a relationship, helping somebody through struggles and things like that. So it's actually well written, and I thought it was well done. Definitely not a show that you would enjoy, I'd say, but I liked it quite a bit for watching it with my partner. So um,
Cool.
I know that's one I'm gonna see episodes here and there just in the background because they're gonna just be watching it again and again because I know it's one of their favorite things. So it's like nice to see and experience something that's somebody's favorite, thing out
Yeah.
there or one of them with them. So it was good times.
Yeah. Um, the only other show that I watched is only kind of a show. It's called Gunsmith Cats. This is a series of 3 OVAs from like 1995, I believe. So anime, it's 3 30-minute episodes, really, really well animated. It's about these two girls who like run a gun store, and there's they maybe be doing some things not quite as legally as they should, so they kind of get involved with the ATF, and like the ATF is trying to get them to help with like this bigger case that's going on, and so they kind of get involved in that, and everything just kind of spirals out of control from them getting involved in this thing. They end up getting like hunted by an assassin, and uh getting involved in like all sorts of like international political intrigue. It's
Nice.
really fun, man. It's really cool.
It looks very
Like it,
stylish just from like looking at some trailers and stuff here. Yeah.
yeah, it's very well animated as you would expect from an OVA. Like they just always have more money to throw at the animation when it's these smaller projects rather than a large series. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the characters are cool. I just had a really good time watching it. It's up on YouTube right now for free. Like somebody put a 4K transfer up on YouTube. So like You can watch it on there. I doubt it's gonna be up there for long,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's available on YouTube for right now. I hadn't ever seen it before, so it was cool that it just like popped into my YouTube feed randomly. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that." And now that I have, I'm gonna go out and find it on either DVD or Blu-ray and just add it to the collection because it'll be something that I'll definitely want to just like turn on again at some point because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, just like a nice little evening thing to watch, right? It's like 2.5 hours
Yeah.
or something, right? Yeah, probably.
No, it's an hour and a
Not.
half.
Oh, yeah. It's basically just watching a movie then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's basically one big movie.
Nice.
So, yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. I have a little bit more movies, so I'm trying to think if there's a way to like organize these where I can do a couple. But I will start with let's do like crazy concept movies. I have a couple of them here. We'll just go through them.
Okay.
There was one called "Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die." Sam Rockwell's in this. Really fun character. So basically, the movie it starts with this dude with this like crazy looking suit on, and he has like a trigger that he's holding. So they think he has a bomb, but really, he's been traveling back in time to fix the future, and everything is at this convergent point in this diner at this very specific time with a very specific group can save the future basically. So he discovers this group, and shenanigans ensue as he's like, oh well, this hasn't happened before. So you can tell he's done this a million times.
Mhm.
It's just a really fun comedy. Doesn't really have a lot. It's one of those movies that doesn't have a lot of effects or anything, but it's just a really high concept thing done with a really small budget, and it's just a fun little movie, a good little watch. Not,
Cool.
yeah, has some good jokes in it, great characters in it, and Sam Rockwell's awesome, so it's gonna be good. And then we got the other one with a little bit of a higher concept is called Sharp Corner. This one's really a weird one. All right, so this couple they move into this house on the corner and they buy it for cheap and they don't know why. Come to find out, there's a road, a very steep curve around the road right outside the front of the house, and accidents happen on that curve like consistently all the time. So
Gotcha.
the first like time it happens while they're in the house, they're like having sex and a tire just explodes through the window, and they look outside and someone's like hit the tree in their front yard. So the main guy becomes obsessed with these car accidents that are happening at this house, and becomes obsessed with becoming the hero. Like he goes to CPR training. He just becomes like so like crazily obsessed about becoming the hero and saving the day because he sees people die in his yard all the time. And it's just like
Mhm.
this like exploration of like people's psyche whenever they become like completely like engrossed and obsessed with something, and it's very creepy and kind of haunting. And I I enjoyed the movie, I think. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a very uncomfortable movie. The main guy, I don't know what else I've seen him in, but the other lead is Kobe Smulders, and she's like a pretty popular actress. She does pretty good, and of course she leaves him pretty quickly, and like it's like, dude, there's something wrong with you. I got to get out of here. We have a kid. Like, what's wrong
Mhm.
with you? But he's basically just tired of the Monday day to day 9 to 5. So, he gets passed over for a promotion, all this stuff. So he wants to be number one hero, everybody looks to type person. So interesting, just takedown of like that, the mundane life and people trying to find anything in their mundane day to day to make themselves seem interesting, I guess, or
Mhm.
the center of attention. So interesting movie. I don't know if I loved it, but if you're like looking into like or want a movie that's kind of a creepy, like weird take on, I wouldn't say horror, but a very suspenseful movie, check that one out. It's very fascinating. All
Josh,
right.
have you ever seen houses where like accidents happen frequently?
No, I don't. No, not really. Have you?
Okay, so there's a house that's kind of near me, and essentially there's a road that splits into a Y,
Yeah.
and right on that house on the Y corner, what they've done, and it's been like this for like the last 20 years because accidents kept happening at that house
Yeah.
because people would like be not paying attention and miss the Y. miss going one way or the other and just like run up into their yard or run up into the house.
Yeah.
Um, they've put bollards all across the front of their yard, like just 8x8 wood
Yeah.
posts dug into the ground, and then in between those, like fucking 2 foot limestone blocks, just like a foot in from the edge of their yard, so that nothing can actually get up into their yard anymore. And I've seen stuff wrecked onto those before, which so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's basically the
those things
premise of the
happen.
movie. Yeah. And then like I don't know I forget what state it is in, but it's a wet area. Honestly, it might be PNW, but it's some area that rains quite a bit.
Mhm.
Um there is a sign on that curve that is overgrown by vegetation. At first he cuts that vegetation down, and then later on he like plays with the idea of maybe I should cut down that sign so that I can be home when there's a wreck and save that person that wrecks, you know? So it's just like a sick
Mhm.
mentality he ends up having. Um,
Right.
I just thought it was kind of a cool little movie. It's one of those where it's just a few actors and it's more just, about the intensity of this guy, just his obsession. So that's a good tangent. I watched Obsession.
Oh
um,
yeah.
have you seen it yet, or are you planning to watch this one?
I am planning to watch it. I just haven't quite gotten around to it. I've been so I had that Warhammer tournament, and then I've got another one coming up. So my actual time to watch things has been limited, other than Star Trek, because Star
Yeah,
Trek's been on while I've been just painting. But um, yeah. So my actual time has been a little limited,
that's fair.
because of that.
Yeah,
So haven't
but
gotten around to it yet. I meant to.
no, you should watch it when you get a chance. It's good. So basically, the guy gets this magic stick. I forget. It's like the One Wish Willow. I think that's what it's called. You cut it. You basically crack it in half after you wish something. He absentmindedly goes, "Oh, I wish the girl that I have a crush on loved me more than anybody in the world." And he cracks it, thinking nothing's gonna happen. Of course, she becomes completely infatuated by him, loves him no matter what, gives him
Mhm.
zero privacy, and it slowly turns into like a psychological horror movie throughout the course of the movie. And I think
Yeah.
it's really well done with the amount of tension you see. It's another one where it's like just a couple of people in a room, but they do some really crazy and awesome things that kind of make it rise above some of the horror movies with the similar premise. I'd say. I think it deserves the accolades it has. Of course, there's plenty of movies like this
Mhm.
that have some obsessive person or some obsessive like entity trying to get somebody. But
Right.
I think this was an interesting way to go about it, and I enjoyed my time with it. I think this is one I'll watch a few more times because it's just really well acted, and I like the main two leads, and it's just creepy enough to have a really nice, horror movie evening or something, so
Yeah.
definitely one to probably throw on your list during like Halloween times. I think it would fit in just fine right there. So yeah, good times.
There's also plenty of movies that have like that monkey's paw
Yeah,
wish, where it's like, oh, I wish for something, but it's going to turn into the worst version of that as possible. Obviously, Wishmaster comes to mind, but
yeah, I
that's
would
maybe a
say
little bit different because he's like a actual genie who's
yeah.
evil.
I think it has a lot like that. Or oh my god, what's that one? Oh my god, this just popped in my head. But that Brendan Fraser comedy where he wishes for stuff with the devil and it goes wrong. Shit. It's like early
Oh,
2000s comedy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I do actually. Like the when I think Brendan Fraser comedy, all I think is fucking Airheads, which is fantastic.
I'm just looking it up. Comedy wishes to see if it pops up. It should. Oh, it's called Bedazzled. It's from 2000. So, um it's a pretty fun movie. I don't know. I just one that popped in my head. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. But the basic premise of that is there's multiple wishes he gets. I think he gets 3 wishes from the devil, and then each of them are like there's a lot of negative downsides. Like the one that sticks out to me is like he wishes he was a professional basketball star, but he ends up being like super tall, kind of ugly and lanky, and has a small dick. Like I think that was like one of the jokes in there. It's a comedy from
Yep.
2000, so it's gonna have jokes like that. But anyway, Obsession's good. I thought it was a really solid. I think it's pretty short too. I think it's like an hour and 26 minutes. You know, love that. Like
Perfect.
nice short comedy, not comedy, nice short horror movie that gives you a little bit of creepy factor and has great leads. Nothing. What more do you want from a movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also watched some horror movies. I watched Phantasm 2 and
Oh,
Phantasm 3.
yeah.
So last episode we talked about Phantasm, and that movie is excellent. Like the tall man is so creepy
Hmm.
and just like a weird force of nature, and nothing is really explained. And I think both 2 and 3 start to fall into the trap that a lot of horror movie franchises ended up falling into, where they start trying to explain too much, and starts to ruin like the mystique of the villain, and ruins like it doesn't ruin what he is, but it takes away like the creepy factor from what he is. Phantasm 2 is actually pretty good. It takes place like 10 years after the first one. So the main character in the first one's like a little kid, and they obviously couldn't like age up the kid 10 years in like the 3 years it took to make the second movie, so they replaced him with this other guy who I don't think was a very good actor. I didn't particularly like his portrayal of the main character,
Hmm.
and I thought this movie was good overall. Like there's some good deaths and stuff, but um it definitely started to feel that like a little bit of going over the edge of sequel fatigue, I guess is the best way to put it. But then when you get to Phantasm 3, they brought that kid back because Phantasm 3 was made in 1994. The original movie was made in 1979, so now he is an adult. So they
Right.
bring the original actor back, and Angus Scrimm is obviously still the tall man. He's iconic as that character. Like that's one of the few things that like he's really done. He's not like a super famous actor or anything. He's kind of like Robert Englund in that way, where he just
Yeah.
like plays in some horror movies, and that's basically it. Um, but man, this movie kind of felt like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, because like they get this whole band of 90s punk kids together to fucking go and fight the tall man, and it's really dumb. It's really really stupid.
So it's not
But
as good as Nightmare 3 then.
no, absolutely not. um it's like, man, it's just okay. Um, I wish it was better because, like, I think there's like some interesting things going on here. It's just the movie is just not very good. It's paced weirdly. Like the first movie is such a slow burn horror movie where it's so much more just about like the tension of trying to figure out what's going on. And by the third movie, like you know what's going on, you kind of know what the tall man is and what his MO is, and now they're just like chasing him across the entire United States. And it's like, all right, guys, like I think we could cut this down from being like an almost 2 hour long movie to being like a solid, let's make it 95 minutes and call it good, you know?
Yeah, some of the
Um,
little extra fluff probably could have got cut out to make the pacing
yeah.
stronger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it could have had better pacing. Like the characters could have been better. Like basically everything about this movie could have been better. Like I don't hate it, but it's also not great. So, there's 2 more Phantasm movies. I'm gonna go buy them because I'm enjoying digging into this franchise, and I'll still watch them. Like I own all the Nightmare movies. I own all the fucking Friday the 13th movies. So I'm happy to just like have an entire franchise of movies on my shelf, even if some of them are bad, because I'll watch them again at some point. Like, but yeah, you could probably skip Phantasm 3 unless you like really like horror movies and just want to dig into the rest. I hear 4 and 5 are fucking even worse. So you got that to look forward to.
I mean, it's one of those things where you're going down the rabbit hole, and some people enjoy that, like you. I enjoy it too from time to time. So it's like why not? Like I watched all
Yeah.
the Sharknado movies just because I was curious.
Yeah.
They're all bad,
Uh-huh.
but it was
Yeah.
kind of fun to go through them anyway. Yeah. So I get the feeling. But all right, I have another movie here. This one's called The Sheep Detective. Have you seen anything about this movie at all? It's a newer movie. Okay, it has
No.
stars Hugh Jackman, kind of, but the
Okay.
main premise of the movie is Hugh Jackman gets killed early on, and he's a sheep farmer, like somewhere nice. I don't know, green rolling hills type place in Europe. But
Hmm.
he dies. He gets killed, and the sheep are talking sheep, like Babe style, or something like that. And it's a who done it with the sheep solving the murder. And to me, the premise is really kind of cheesy and corny, but the movie's
Uh-huh.
actually pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie,
Is
I
it?
really
Okay.
enjoyed it. Yeah. So it's actually a really well done who done it storyline. It felt like Knives Out with sheep, pretty much. It's like okay, um, I was surprised. It's definitely a lot more family focused because of the way it's the personification of sheep. I was gonna make it more family focused anyway, but
Uh-huh.
it reminded me a lot of like Paddington, where it's like everybody could enjoy this movie. It's a little bit, there's some kid humor and some kid stuff in it, but it's more family. It's a more of a family film, and it has a lot of good heart, and it had some emotional moments. I didn't cry or anything crazy, but I felt the emotions, and it was a very well done movie. Surprisingly, I was like, wow, I didn't expect anything from this movie. We just kind of watched it. I heard that people really liked it, and I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And surprisingly, it's pretty damn good. So, yeah.
Okay.
Should I take another one? Well, I might as well.
Yeah, go ahead and take another one, and then I'll I've got another couple that are like
Okay.
directly related to each other. So
Okay, I can do another. Let's do another like fun movie, I guess. The Dink. This one was okay. This is a modern comedy with Jake Johnson. He's the guy from like New Girl and stuff. The whole premise is he's a tennis star. He gets an injury and he can't really play tennis anymore. He ends up in a pickleball tournament instead, and it's a way different game. And it's just a sports comedy movie. It's nothing too crazy. He learns pickleball, he becomes a pro at it, he becomes awesome, and there's a big tournament and they win at the end. It's very what's gonna happen, and it's just very lighthearted, very easy watch, but
little dodgeball.
nothing not as funny as Dodgeball, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
funny.
few movies are as funny
Yeah.
as dodgeball.
It
So
has a couple of good laughs. Like I laughed a few times, like legit laughed out loud a few times at the movie. He's a good actor. He's a good physical presence on the screen, so you kind of
mhm.
need that for a sports comedy anyway. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you could do worse, you could do better. It's kind of a middle of the road one of those, but I still had a good time and got some laughs out of it. So, what's the name of the actor? That lady? She's in Back to the Future 3 as Doc's love interest, and she's also in Step Brothers. I don't know her name. I can't think of it right now, but she's in that
I
too.
don't know.
Do you,
So
yeah.
I bought the Back to the Future movies recently. I found a box set at Half Price Books for like, I don't know, $7 or something for all three of them. And I've not watched those movies since I was like a teenager. So they are sitting on my shelf waiting to be watched again. But I barely remember. Like I remember the first one more just because like it's so iconic. But I barely remember any of those movies.
Yeah, I think her name is Mary Steenburgen. If you looked up her, you would know. You would see that face and be like, "Yeah, I know this person." But anyway,
Okay.
she's like the older lady that plays pickleball that kind of puts him in his place type of thing. And yeah, it's a good little solid movie. It's nice. It would be one just to kind of throw in the background and play a handheld or something. It's like nothing too
Mhm.
crazy, but I had fun with it. So all right,
Cool.
that's the Dink.
All right. I watched a couple of uh low budget horror movies from the 90s. First one being Ragdoll. Um these both of these movies were put out by um God, what hang on. I need to get the name of this publishing company really quick. Um
You're good. I'll fill the dead air. Let's see.
yeah,
What do I
please.
want to see? Feeling the dead air. I don't know.
Um, hang on.
Oh, you're good.
Full Moon Pictures. Are you familiar with Full Moon Pictures?
No, I'm just gonna be
Okay.
honest. I don't
Full
know.
Moon Pictures are they're a production company and distribution label that like only puts out bad movies, basically. They put out cheap, low budget horror movies. And I love them for it. They're the guys who like um they have the rights to
Oh, I need to watch these movies.
um
I need to watch these movies. They look so good, bad.
they are good bad. What's the fucking Puppet Master. They have the
Puppet
rights to the
Master.
Puppet
Okay.
Master franchise, which is probably like their most famous franchise. So Ragdoll is about this rap group. This is like 100% like a black movie. Like there's only one white guy in this movie, and he's a bad guy because he's a cop. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so it's about this rap group, and the lead of the rap group, he's like he makes a wish. His family has like voodoo magic powers from the olden days, and he makes a wish to kill this gangster who's like trying to basically force his group to be on the gangster's record label, which would basically force them to be like pushers for that guy. So like have to sell drugs for him and like do whatever that guy wants. He doesn't want that, so he makes a wish and wants that guy dead and his crew dead. But unbeknownst to him, he actually has the magic power, and he makes a deal with like the devil. I guess we'll
Hmm.
put that in quotes. The force of evil, and the price that he has to pay. He says, "Oh, I'll pay anything." And the price that he ends up having to pay to kill the other people is to have all of his friends get killed. And so this doll becomes possessed and it goes around and starts killing people. And it's one of those movies where like the doll, you can tell it's just like a thing on a stick and somebody is like doing this
So
and
good.
moving it across in front of the camera, and it looks so shit, but I love it. And like they just like throw it at people, and then there'll be like somebody, it'll be like tearing at somebody's neck, and there'll be like a blood pack that's growing off, that's like shooting off of them, but they're
Yeah.
literally just holding this doll up to themselves
Like
and be like, ah.
yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not a great movie. There's like four different music videos in the middle of the movie because, like, why wouldn't there be? It's about
Okay.
hip hop, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I was looking at
um,
Full Moon Pictures too. They have 364, I'm sure, quality movies. So yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. I've seen probably 15 of their movies, and
right.
they're all about the same level of quality.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, Ragdoll was pretty fun. I had a good time with it. And then Doll Graveyard was the other one that I watched, which is also about possessed dolls. But this one, uh, it starts out, actually both of these movies start in the past. It's wild. They start Doll Graveyard starts in the past, and you're seeing like this girl playing with her dolls, and her dad is like, "Oh, you can't be playing in the foyer with your dolls. You're gonna have to go and bury all the dolls in the fucking yard." And she's like, "No, Daddy, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to get rid of my friends. They're my only friends." And he ends up like accidentally killing her and burying her with the dolls, where she was already like digging the grave for them. And then in the future, in the 90s, this kid is living on that property and like accidentally digs up one of the dolls, and just thinks it's cool because he like collects action figures and stuff, like old action figures and toys from like the 50s and whatnot. And then like his dad is leaving the house, so it's just this kid who's like preteen, maybe like 12, 13, 14, and his older sister at the house alone. Sister invites friends over, and as one does when they're a teenage girl, invites friends over, and then boys end up fucking at the house, and
Yeah.
then all those teenagers start getting killed by these dolls.
Nice.
It's a dumb slasher movie about dolls killing teenagers. Like, too many people survive to the end. That's my only complaint.
Right.
But yeah, it's fine. It's like a perfectly okay possessed doll killing people movie. Like,
Right. No, I mean, there's nothing. That sounds like a great time to me. I'd watch it. Hell yeah.
yeah, it's like I either rated it at like 2.5 or 3 stars on Letterboxd, which is like it's the perfect score. Like
Yeah.
you can't go wrong. Um, some people are gonna watch this and be like, "This is like the worst thing I've ever seen." And I would be like, "No, it's not," but that's okay.
hmm
Um,
It's like a
it's
good
also
middle of
not.
the road. Like it's a good. It's like you're trucking down the road. Nothing crazy's happening, and you kind of know what you get, what you're in for when you go in there, right? Yeah.
I would say it's below the middle of the road.
Okay. There you go.
But if you're in the mood for some below the middle of the road, like just kind of okay horror movies, like you could do worse than both of these. They have charm. So
Nice. Awesome.
just some good low budget horror. It's always a good time. Or
Well,
not. Sometimes it's fucking terrible.
yeah. So I mean, the thing I think we're both pretty like aligned on this is like as long as it's at least a bit interesting and there's something unique about it, or even if it's not that unique, at least it's fun.
Mhm.
You know, at least there's some fun factor. It's worth watching,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Burger let me know that there is a sequel to Doll Graveyard that came out last year.
Oh wow.
25 years later, a
Yeah.
sequel got made. Why? I don't fucking know. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna watch it.
Because there's no original ideas, so why not?
I guess.
I guess, yeah. All right. Well, speaking of no original ideas, I have a sequel here. Ready or Not 2, here I come. My
Was it
question
good?
is yes. So I'll say that. It's like, how much do you want to know about this one? Because I know you want to watch it. Because I won't go too
Um,
in depth with it if you want to watch it.
don't go super in depth.
Okay.
Just tell me that it was good. I meant to watch it for this episode, like, and I just didn't get to it.
Yeah,
So,
I will say okay. They have the another chick. She's a final girl in a couple other horror movies. I forget her name.
mhm.
She's her sister. Would just say the whole thing that happens in the first one is part of this big like guild of people running the world. I'll say that much, and it kind of goes from there. That's like the very beginning of it. You find out. So,
You see that
um,
in the trailer.
yeah, you see that in the
Justin
trailer
Long's
also.
in this movie,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. Justin
Is he
Long. There's
good?
like a bunch. Yeah, they're all great. It's like an excuse to get a bunch of great character actors together to kind of like talk shit
Mhm.
to each other, kind of act off of each other and stuff. It's a very fun movie. I will say I do like the first one more, but I think the first one's kind of like gonna be like a classic in my head because I really
Yeah.
really like the first one. It's more of that. It's just as fun. It's worth watching, and I feel like it does justify itself being a sequel, like being a
Okay.
thing that exists after the first one. So I think that was my main concern with it. Was like, why do we need a sequel to that? It's kind of a perfectly contained story, and I still
Yeah.
think that a little bit, but the sequel proves that hey, there was still more meat on the bone there that they could have dove into. So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely check it out. We could talk more about it when you watch it with some spoilers and stuff. But yeah, it's a good time. You should watch it. You would love it. So
Yeah. I remember I showed my girlfriend the trailer as she was like, "Why won't they just leave that girl alone?"
so the thing, I guess this is a very mild spoiler, but that she's in a hospital room because after the first one, she ends up back in the bride outfit for this movie
Uh-huh.
because she has no other clothes. So I thought that was a fun thing.
Oh,
She's like, so she's
yeah,
still in
that's
that
fun.
same gross, grimy, partially ripped and charred bride dress, so
Hell
bullet
yeah.
splattered. Yeah. So, yeah, it's great. Um, I'll take one more. Why not?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see.
go ahead.
I think I have one more that's not Marvel, and then we can jump into
Okay.
the Marvel stuff. So Project Hail Mary, which is a very loved book and movie.
Yeah.
Watched it with has Ryan Gosling in there. Do you know anything about this really, besides people like it?
I I've seen like gifs and a little bit of stuff on like Reddit about it, but nothing too deep. I don't know like the whole story and lore. I know there's like a living rock. That's
Yeah.
not. I guess that maybe is a spoiler. Um, yeah, I I watched like 10 minutes of this and then I turned it off for no particular reason other than I wasn't in the mood at the time that I
Yeah,
started watching it. So it started playing right after an episode of Ghost in the Shell and I was like, why is there no more anime?
yeah, that's fair. I mean, Ghost in the Shell is great. We'll get to that. But
Yeah.
this movie is one of my favorites of the year. I'd say it's very good. You've seen Interstellar, I'm sure, right? Like the Nolan movie, or no?
Uh
With
who was
Matthew
in
McConaughey.
Interstellar?
Matthew
No,
McConaughey.
I've not seen that one.
Okay, I'll say it has a lot of that feeling to it, which is there is a guy who is basically he's a teacher and he's like very hyper intelligent. They find out, and he basically discovers something that could save the Earth, but he has to go collect something way out in space to do it. Along the way, the ship doesn't make it to its destination, and the ship's kind of desolate, stuck in space, and he encounters another species, which is this rock creature. Which I love the rock creature because it's all puppetry, like Jim
Mhm.
Henson style. Everything's puppets, not CG at all. Maybe I'm sure there's some CG there, obviously, because it's a movie,
Right.
but it's very like practically done, and it's just the puppeteer acting off of Ryan Gosling. When they can't speak the same language, so he kind of figures out the language, and it's a story of their like relationship, and then him basically trying to save the Earth at the same time. So really well done. That's without really spoiling much, I don't think. If people still want to watch it, it's beautiful. Like it's very well shot, very well directed, a lot of very stunning imagery, lots of great humor. Ryan Gosling's awesome in it. Great acting. So
He's
there's nothing
always
really.
good though.
Yeah, I really have no issues with this movie. It's like kind of a perfect movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's a really great sci-fi movie with enough lighthearted comedy in there too. A lot of humanity to it, which is what you want in something like this. Yeah,
Mhm.
fantastic movie. So that's a high recommendation. I think anybody could get something out of it. Type of movie.
Cool. All right. My last non-superhero movie is a movie called Boiling Point. Josh, have you heard of this or do you know about this?
Boiling Point.
This
I don't.
stars Wesley Snipes and Dennis Hopper. This is like 1993, I think.
Movie.
Like early 90s fucking cop drama slash action movie. Um
I've seen this cover
surprising
before, but I haven't
yeah,
seen the movie.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, so surprisingly good. Um I got this at a store for like a couple of bucks, which I'm surprised it was that cheap because like a lot of the other like super popular like 90s action movies, if you go to a DVD store, they'll be like marked up a little bit. They're not going to be like $20 or anything like that, but you'll be paying like $6 to $8 for them at a store. For things like The Rock or Broken Arrow or like Lethal Weapon, like the big super popular ones. I
Mm-hmm.
got this for like a couple of bucks because I think it kind of flies under the radar of like the big 90s action movies, and I don't think it should because it's really fucking good. So Dennis Hopper plays like this slime ball fucking crook who is always trying to like swindle people out of money, and he just got out of prison. And he's got this sidekick that's with him that just got out of prison also, that's Vigo Mortensen
Mm-hmm.
before he got super famous.
Nice.
And Vigo, yeah, Vigo's great in this
Yeah.
movie. He also plays just kind of like a slime ball, but like a really charismatic slime ball who doesn't give a shit about killing people. Um, and so like they're trying to pull off this heist so that Hooper can fucking pay back this crime boss that he like borrowed money from before he got sent to prison. And you got Wesley Snipes on the other hand, who's a cop trying to chase him down, but he doesn't know exactly who he's trying to get. He just knows that like there's things happening. Uh and like one of his partners gets killed, and like so he's trying to solve this whole case, and the case that he's trying to solve is only like partially related to the whole plot going on with Hooper and Vigo. They're like almost separate things that kind of converge together towards the end. It's really fucking fun, man. This is a solid movie. I loved it.
It's always cool to find like like a diamond in the rough type of thing. It's like this movie no
Mhm.
one really heard of, and you said it stands out, so that's awesome. There is a very specific feeling these type of action movies have from like the late 80s, early 90s, and this is
Uh-huh.
this is just one of those, it sounds like, but a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good one. Like it stands on its own. Like I would put it at like the same level as like a Lethal Weapon,
Nice.
right?
I
Where
like
where like
Lethal Weapon's
yeah,
good.
Lethal Weapon's so much fun. Like
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's kind of a fucking piece of shit, but
Yeah.
Danny Glover in those movies is oh, he's great, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. So good.
And yeah, and despite Mel Gibson as a person, he's fucking great in those movies too. Like just playing the fucking psycho cop, you know?
Yeah, that's my dad's. That's one of my dad's favorite movies. So when growing up, I've seen those movies so many times, just because my dad would have that and Indiana Jones, like those two series, like back to back all the time.
Oh,
That's his
yeah.
favorite. Which I'm like, it could be a lot worse. Those are great movies. So
Yeah,
yeah,
perfect dad movies right there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So all right. Oh, so I guess you want to jump into Superman, superhero corner here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go through all the
Uh,
Marvel movies, or do you want to talk about Supergirl first?
well, let's talk about Supergirl because you didn't go
Okay.
see it. And I'm kind of surprised you didn't go see it. Like I know you
I
were
was
gonna
too.
go and see fucking Spider-Man, but like you were so high on Superman that I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't go and see Supergirl.
We just didn't. So we ended up not buying the tickets, and then we're like, okay, let's go see if there's any showings, and there was, and then something came up and we weren't able to go, and then we just never went. So it's like one of those. It's like we planned to do it, and then we're just like, well, I guess we kind of missed the window. We'll just wait for streaming now, and it's already like on paid streaming, but I'm sure it'll be on HBO. Like if not this month, next month. Like oh well, we already missed the window, so we're gonna watch it. We just didn't get to the theater, unfortunately. You liked it though, right?
I liked it. Yeah. So I don't think it's quite as good as Superman. Like Superman was so good with like its messaging and like really trying to bring Superman at to like that almost golden age
Yeah.
Superman kind of level where like, he's the most human of all of us and everything.
Yeah,
And
very
Supergirl is so much
optimistic, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, Supergirl's a lot less like that, but it's a really fun just action movie. Not enough Lobo. I'll tell you that much. I wish there was more Lobo in this movie because like he's such a cool character and such a fun character in the comics. And like he's there, he does stuff, but he's not the primary antagonist of this movie. He's always kind of just like a cosmic force that exists
Yeah.
around stories. He's not usually a primary antagonist, but I kind of wish he was more there. Jason Momoa, he was like he looked like he was just having fun.
Yeah,
So,
and he's kind of so from what I remember, Lobo's kind of a meathead character anyway, so it kind of like
uh-huh.
works for Jason Momoa's acting, right? Like he's kind of
Yeah.
a, a little bit of a meathead, kind of corny, but good, like yeah, he just has that. He's just a perfect Lobo. He's a better Lobo than Aquaman. I'll say that for sure. So yeah, do you like him as
Yeah.
Aquaman?
I do like him as Aquaman. I thought
Okay,
he was really good as Aquaman. I thought it was really fun to like see Aquaman in like that classic orange and blue
yeah, that was the
suit
second
on
movie, right?
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was not expecting to actually see it like to see a live action Aquaman in like the 1970s Aquaman outfit, you
that's
know?
cool. Yeah, that was cool.
Um and I love Aquaman, man. Like he's such a cool comic character. And Black
Wrongfully
Manta,
hated. He's a wrongfully hated comic character for sure, too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
People are just like, "Oh, all he does is talk to fish." And he's like, "Well, no, that's not all he does. He's also basically a demigod."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. He's great. Yeah, he's really good. He's super powerful too.
um
Anyway,
yeah, you have to be able to live on the bottom of the ocean. So,
true. True.
you got to be able to survive that pressure, man. You got fucking what, 2 miles of water above you? It's a lot
Hmm.
of pressure. So, being able to survive down there. Yeah, Atlanteans are fucking nuts. But we're not here to talk about Aquaman. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like it was a fun action movie, you know. There's like the sidekick character who's the like this little Asian girl, and she's kind of like the force that starts the plot rolling forward. And I didn't care for her too terribly much, but she kind of has like that bumbling sidekick energy where she's always kind of getting in the way, but also kind of helping at the same time.
Right.
And I just don't really like that character trope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, Supergirl maybe learns to be a little bit less of a selfish piece of shit by the end of the movie. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a fun action movie. I enjoyed
Mm.
it.
It's like a save the dog story, right? Like she's saving
Yeah,
crypto. Yeah, I thought so.
yeah, she got to save crypto.
Yeah, and I like that actor. She was in House of the Dragons season 1 as like the young version of the leads, and she was great in that. So I'm sure she's good in this. I
Yeah.
wouldn't think any otherwise. I feel like people just love to dogpile on movies, especially superhero movies that don't make a lot of money in the box office. Like they love to
Yeah.
dogpile on them. Like, say this is the
And
worst thing ever.
people were dogpiling on it before it was even out, and it's like you
True.
haven't seen the fucking thing, man. Like
Yeah.
fucking get off your high horse. I hate that shit. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's like we know what superhero movies are. They're big blockbuster things, but hopefully there's some fun
Mhm.
characters and cool action in there. That's kind of what you're in there for. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So we did continue the MCU rewatch a little bit because we were hoping to
Okay.
get to Spider-Man 3, which is No Way Home, but we didn't quite get there. So it's an interesting order. We're gonna have to watch these in. But anyway, we watched Shang-Chi. Have you ever seen Shang-Chi?
I have
Um,
not. No.
I think this might be the most you coded super MCU movie because it's like a kung fu movie. It's basically just a kung fu movie. This whole thing.
Yeah.
So, it kind of starts with like a bus. So they're in the Bay Area and they're on like one of those slinky buses. I always call them. What they have the little like accordion thing in the middle of the bus to make them longer. The buses, like metro buses.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Um, so the main guy is he goes by Sean in the real world, and then, well, in the real world, quote unquote, but the bunch of henchmen come out and start fighting him, and of course he's a badass at kung fu, kicking their ass,
Hmm.
and has some powers and stuff. He's this really really strong character, and there's this whole long sequence that's basically practically done with realistic looking kung fu fights inside of a bus, and the bus gets cut in half, and let's go crazy down the hill, like a giant Bay Area hill from the top to the bottom. They're fighting the whole time. It's just a really cool set piece and sequence, and this movie's full of those. And yeah, it's just a good kung fu movie plus a little bit of MCU, like mysticism and that vibe too thrown in there too, and some quippy stuff. Has that actor Aquafina in there. You know her, right, from
Hmm.
various things. Some people
Yep.
hate her, some people love her. I think she's actually pretty funny in this. Like her quips are good, and I think she's used just enough to not be annoying or get in the way of the main story. So that's I would watch that pair do another one of these if they decided to greenlight it or whatever. I know he's going to be in the new Doomsday movie. They show him
Okay.
fighting Gambit of all people in the trailer, which is interesting. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. So I think my thing with this one was that most of the time when American film studios try to make kung fu movies, they're usually not very good. So I just assumed that it was going to be not very good. Like there's very very few movies that try and mimic a kung fu style that end up being good. Like
Yeah.
Kill Bill
Yeah.
is maybe one of the few that's actually like really good, but and that's
Yeah.
just because Tarantino like grew up on kung fu movies. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
there's there's exceptions, obviously, oh fuck, The Man with the Iron Fist is so much fun.
That's good.
But
That's a good one.
same thing, RZA grew up on kung fu movies.
Yeah.
So what do you expect?
So I'm not gonna say this is
But
gonna be like a Kill Bill level kung fu movie, but
mhm,
it's gonna be you're gonna have a good time with it. You'll probably have about as good of a time with any Marvel movie that you would with this one, but I think you would
yeah,
appreciate it more because of the fighting style and the kung fu, practical kung fu that they use throughout, which is really nice. So
cool.
good solid movie. I enjoyed my rewatch. I think I only saw it once in the theaters, and then just my first rewatch since then. Holds up pretty well. And then we watched Spider-Man: Far From Home, which is the one with Mysterio.
Okay.
I don't know if you've watched any of these
Nope.
movies. Okay. This one's pretty cool. It has Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. He does a really good job. Being the he he's basically what he is in the comics. He presents himself as a hero. Uses a bunch of like in this, instead of magic, he uses like technology to look like magic.
Mhm.
Um, he plays the hero and becomes the villain at the end type of storyline. I'm gonna be the best hero ever. Because
Uh-huh.
I have that's what the world's gonna think, but I'm actually causing these things with this like really futuristic tech of these drones with nanotechnology that makes it look, like giant mystical beasts that are destroying Europe. This one's set in Europe,
Right.
so um, I enjoyed it quite a bit on the rewatch. I think it has some great moments. It's I just like this version of Spider-Man. It's very unique. Has a lot of callbacks to other Spider-Man eras, but it has its own sense of identity. So yeah, it's just really well done. I think this might be my least favorite of all the four they've done now, but it's still a damn good time. You can't really go wrong with any of those. So something you can go wrong with is Eternals. This movie kind of sucks. um,
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
so if you took it out of Marvel and just said this was a superhero movie, here's a new team of heroes, I think the thing that ends up with this one is just like there's some okay action in it. It's a little bit overlong. There's some good cinematography. There's some decent acting here and there, but the movie itself is probably just like if I was gonna I give it like a 3 out of 5. It's like it's a okay movie. It's a okay one of these.
Mhm.
If it wasn't in the Marvel universe, it would never be talked about again. I think it would be one some people watched and be like, yeah, that was okay. You
Mhm.
could. It just doesn't make any sense. Like the storyline. Okay, so all these people have like there's like 10 of them or something like this group, and like all these people have like superhuman abilities, and like they try to explain away as like why didn't you help during the Thanos event, or why didn't you help during this? It's like, well, we're not allowed to. The celestial beings say we can't fight anybody. We're just here for one purpose, and that purpose ended up being a lie anyway. So you're like, well, because the one dude's basically Superman. If he fought Thanos, he could just laser his head off. You know what I mean? Like it would be
Right.
it'd be like nothing. So it's like it kind of breaks the lore of the Marvel whole thing. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But it has some popular actors. It has like Salma Hayek in it. Angelina Jolie's in this. Like it has a pretty stacked cast. You would probably expect more from it. It's just fine. It's on a
Right.
lower
Yeah.
it's a lower tier of all these movies. And then yesterday we went and saw the new Spider-Man movie, which I was hoping I would watch the third one before I went back to watch this one, but we just ran out of time. It's fine. We'll probably watch the third one like this weekend or something. But Spider-Man Brand New Day. I really, really love this one. I thought it was a very special Spider-Man movie. I think it's one of the best live-action Spider-Man movies that's been out. I won't spoil like the big. So if anybody hasn't seen it yet, I won't spoil any of like the twists or anything in here, or who. One of the big questions was who does Sadie Sink play? Which she's the chick, the redhead girl from Stranger Things, the young girl.
Yep.
She's in this. She plays a very important character in Marvel lore. I won't say who. I'm sure people probably figured it out already. Anyway,
You can tell me after.
okay, I'll tell you. No big deal. It's pretty obvious. I think. I don't know. Either way, she's in this. And then we got Savage Hulk in this, which is cool. That's in the trailers. So Hulk, but he is like 16 feet tall, 20-foot tall Hulk destroying a
Mhm.
building, and Spider-Man has to fight him. And then you got Spider-Man like evolving into like a souped up version of Spider-Man, and his arachnid DNA is kind of taking over, and he has to navigate that. And then also you have Punisher buddy cop stuff going on the entire movie too. It sounds like a lot, but they actually managed to make it a very cohesive movie. It's just like one of those ones where it's just fun to watch from front to back. Great set pieces, awesome action. It's the most Spider-Man looking Spider-Man movie, I guess I will say. It has the best swinging I think I've seen in live action, and the best fights I've seen in live action too. So that's
Cool.
high marks, but it's a very, very fun movie. I look forward to watching it again just to see stuff that I missed. It's one of those. So good
Yeah.
times.
Absolutely. Well,
All
I'm glad you
right.
had fun with it. Uh,
Yeah.
I think the only thing Spider-Man I really care about right now is the animated movies because
Yeah.
they're
The
just
Spider Verse. Yeah.
yeah.
Those are
It's
good.
fucking so good. Although I heard Spider Noir is supposed to be like really fucking good, so
Oh my
I might
god,
sit down and watch that.
I forgot to mention that we did watch a couple episodes. I think I was gonna wait till we were done with it, but I watched a few episodes of that. You'll like it. It's Nick Cage just chewing the scenery the
Yeah,
whole time. Watch it in black and white too, because it just adds to the feeling of it. But
yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. Mm.
I like Nick Cage. I like Nick Cage just being the most Nick Cage. So
He's talking through his teeth the whole time. Like that's the Nick Cage you want, right?
yep,
He's like, "You slimy son of a bitch," like stuff like that, like little one-liners and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd love it.
yeah. I'll probably try and watch that for next time. So
Okay.
we'll maybe be able to have a little discussion about some Spider Noir.
Yeah. Well, we finished the Death Gate cycle. We can talk about that next. The seventh gate.
Can we take a momentary break before we start talking about Deathgate?
I guess. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, give me just a second.
No worries. I just did like the old man grumble when I stood up because my like hip was like kind of sore. I'm like, man.
Uh huh.
uh,
Look, I do it sometimes too because I had a knee injury back in 2020. So like sometimes just standing up just fucking fucks with my knee because it
yeah.
still hurts. So yeah, I get it.
Well, a lot of times when I'm sitting in the computer chair, I like shift and I'll sit on my foot or something. So I was sitting on my left foot without even noticing I was doing it. So like that entire left side was just hurting. Yeah, that's on me
Nice.
though. Yeah. All right. Death Gate cycle, seventh gate, the final book in the series.
Yeah.
Uh,
What'd you think
this
of it?
I liked it a lot. This is very much the um, Return of the Jedi to the Empire Strikes Back of the previous book, pretty much.
Yep.
Because like the other one kind of ends on a down note. Like Haplo was captured by Czar. There was a big battle that they won technically, but did they win it? There's still more story to be told, and then this one kind of wraps everything up neatly, which I
Yep.
appreciate. This one kind of centers around the seventh gate, which is this kind of central point of existence or plane of existence where they can create new universes, and that's how they did the Sundering to make all the elemental planets and worlds. And that's basically how you traverse through Death's Gate too, is kind of because of the seventh gate, they opened up Death's
Yep.
Gate and everything like that. So the rest of the story is Czar is trying to get basically wants to get to seventh gate and remake the universe and in his own vision. And then
Yep.
what Merritt is her name? Merritt, the girl. I can't think.
Yes.
Merritt. Okay. Um, Hoplo's love interest, Merritt, is trying to basically stop them with Alfred in tow, and yeah, it's a lot of storyline of them kind of getting there. A lot of interplay between Czar and Hoplo dies at some point, but he doesn't really die because we find out the true existence of Dog is basically an extension of his soul, and so he still stays alive even after Czar quote unquote kills him. And then yeah, it's there's a lot that happens in this book. How do you feel about this book? Honestly, I know this is one of your favorite series. Do you think it's a good resolution to it?
Yes. I think the resolution is really good. So at the end, we have all the Sartan and
Patron.
the patrons all in the labyrinth essentially,
Yeah.
and they all basically get sealed in there. like Haplo and Alfred and Merritt basically seal off all of the worlds from one another so that
Yeah.
nobody can travel through Death's Gate anymore. And you know, and it's kind of decided that that's the best way because everybody, all of the Sartans are like, they all want to rule over all the mensch. The the patrons want to rule over all the mensch, but nobody's asking what the mensch want. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do the humans want? What do the elves want? What do the dwarves want? Like they're basically not being given any say in any of their lives. So just put them all in the fucking corner and let them deal with their shit over there, and
Yeah.
that maybe they both suck.
I do like that they kind of in the Arianus, the narrator says it both ways. Anyway, I still have issues with the narrator pronouncing things differently all the time, but that's just
Yep.
another thing I'll always mention with this series because that's gonna stick out to me. But that's not really about the story. But they do close out that storyline. You know, we got Limbeck and all of them. Like they close that storyline out. You get kind of like a good
Yep.
resolution there. Um, we have Hugh the Hand that ends up with Hoplo and he tries to kill him and it doesn't really work out. Because he like Hoplo like gets bashed in the back of the neck, like and like is almost dead, and he still manages to kill Hugh the Hand. But of course, you can't kill him because he's immortal right now because of the magic that Alfred put
Yep.
on him. He leaves that area, and then there's a side story, like a B plot going on in Fryon, with Czar and that group of people there. The mixed match of characters like the dwarf and the elf and the human
Yep.
there. Um, and then you get Zifnab being Zifnab and
Yeah.
his green dragon fighting Czar and just beating the shit out of him. It's such a good story. Like there's so much going on, but it
Yeah.
leads. This is one of those books like when you start reading it, it like doesn't stop. Like it's just like go 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 action the whole time. And it's
Yeah.
very
Absolutely.
very well done. I thought very compelling. It was one that I finished like in 2 days, 3 days listening. I listened to the whole thing and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna just listen to this whole thing. I'm into it that deep. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And this one, it is shorter also. Like the
true.
book itself is only like 300 pages or something like that. So the audiobook's only like 10 hours long instead of like 16 or 17 hours long.
Yeah.
So it's a lot faster and because it's the story isn't as vast because a lot of the little subplots on all the other worlds have kind of been tied up and you don't really have to deal with them anymore. You can they really just focused in on Czar and Haplo, and they're like basically the only main players. Obviously, there's more going on than just them two, but that's the vast majority of what's going on. You know?
Yeah, and then like it pretty much ends with them trying to seal the seventh gate. And the way it ends up getting sealed is for the first time, maybe the only time, patron magic and Sartan magic combined together, which is Alfred and Hoplo to seal the gate. And that's kind of how they seal everything off. And then this is one that you do not skip the epilogue because the epilogue had a lot more information about the
Yep.
story because it kind of just ends in the labyrinth and they're all kind of looking at each other like smiling at each other like okay we did it, you know, like there's going to be hardship still, you know, because that's the reality that we live in. We kind of live in this really fucked up thing, but we're going to rebuild together as best we can in the labyrinth and make it our own, you know, and that's kind
Yeah.
of how it ends. And I thought it was kind of beautiful in that way. And then the other voice crack there, and then then the other thing was they never did find Hoplo and Merritt never did find their daughter, but they end up having multiple sons that have an Uncle Alfred that tells them a bunch of stories about Hoplo's adventures, which I just thought that was kind of beautiful, you know, in a way,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and I always took that as like they're going into the labyrinth and they're basically finding, abandoned children that whose parents have died
Yep.
from the hardships of the labyrinth. It's just like taking them in.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're actually having physically children,
Yeah,
of their own. They're going in and finding other children. So,
yeah. I mean, it's just a hostile environment. Like literally
yep.
lives off eats. It's basically like the serpents. It takes fear and then like personifies it or makes it into a thing that is your worst fear that you got to deal with and encounter and like survive through. So
Yep.
hate and fear is like something you don't want in the labyrinth because it's just going to make your living experience worse. So they are trying to reverse that feeling and make it more about community and family and things like that, to kind of make it a habitable place, which there was a whole
Yep.
city in the center of it this entire time that was inhabitable with some peace and, an actual, I mean, as best they could live and survive in the labyrinth, they really got by really well. So um,
Mhm.
the future seems bright for all the worlds except for the necromancy world. I feel like that one's
Yeah.
the only one that's kind of just fucked. But besides that, yeah,
Yeah, Abarak's pretty
Abarak.
fucked, just
Yep.
kind of in general. Like,
Yep.
there's still undead on Abarak, and they're just like there.
Yep.
Uh,
It's like, what can you do?
um,
They did hint at there's possibly some human civilizations still that exist that are still thriving. So maybe it's okay, but we don't know for sure.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abarak seems like a fucking terrible place to live anyway. Just kind of, even
Yeah.
from the descriptions of like when Abarak was first created, it sounded like a terrible place to live.
Yeah,
So,
it's either extreme bitter ice on the surface or lava extremely hard to live and breathe inside the crust, basically, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, fuck that place. I'm good. It's like either you live in Antarctica or like some
Hell.
hell.
Literal
Yeah,
hell.
basically. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the story. It was nice to see, to finally figure out who dog was,
Mhm.
and then of course they had the at the end it was like, yeah, I miss dog though, I still miss him. They miss the dog, but
Yeah.
it lives on within Hoplo still, but it was still its own entity at the end of the day too, which was cool. uh I don't know. I don't have too much more to say because the story is pretty complex, but like Zifnab ended up being a big player in the story. He helped out. I feel like we find out he is like, we found out in the previous book that he's been alive for thousands of years and possibly got
Mhm.
the labyrinth sickness, and that's why he's kind of cuckoo. But he's very powerful and saw some premonitions on what he needed to do to help this outcome occur. And he basically was that driving force to get everybody to do the things that they need to do at the end of the day to seal it all off for all the worlds to be independent of each other and kind of live on past the story, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great story, though.
So,
Really enjoyed the series.
overall good recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. Got me into listening to more audiobooks. Yeah, so that's always good too. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you went all the way through it, you know. Yeah, it was fun for me to revisit it again. Um so yeah,
Very
it's the end of an era here on the podcast. We'll no
pretty
longer be
much.
talking about a book every episode, so at least for
Yeah,
now.
yeah, at least for now, unless we decide to do another one in the future, we'll see. But
Hmm.
I thought it was fun. It helped it to me to be kind of a book club too, where we talked about it each time. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm looking forward to talking about this and reading what's next. It did help me get through it more. So, without the podcast, I might have just read like one book and then been like, I'm good. You know what I mean? But
Right.
with the podcast, it definitely gave me that thrust to get through the series. I'm really glad I did because it's such a unique. Everything about it is very unique. Of course, they use some tropey stuff, but it's very special in its own way. So it's a really interesting fantasy world that I'm glad I got to spend some time in and talk about.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Should we talk about our recommendations?
Yeah. Um, we can start with Ghost in the Shell if you want, because we both watched that for the first time. We kind of both experienced
Yeah.
both of these for the first time, really.
Yeah. These
Yeah.
were both kind of double blinds. So, new Ghost in the Shell anime. Josh, how much of it have you watched? There's 4 episodes out currently.
I watched them all.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, I knew it was gonna be good. It looks it looks like that 80s style anime, but like modernized in a really nice way. Just the look of it is so gorgeous. I think it's very well animated. For sure. That's the first thing I want to call out.
Yes. So I meant to do this uh before we got started um
You're good.
recording here. Uh, hang on.
There's a lot of butts in the in the show. I mean, I'm
There
sure.
are a lot of butts. Um, so so here's the thing. The creator of Ghost in the Shell, he also draws hentai. So like
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of like it's less sexual in the show than it is in the manga.
Okay.
Let's put it that
Well, because they do
way.
like a connection thing where they're kind of like doing some sexy time stuff. It's hinted that they
Uh-huh.
are more than anything. But it does get a little sexy, I guess. In one of the, I think it was the second episode. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like that bad, really. At least not in
No.
the show.
Not in the show. In the manga, there are no clothes on in that scene.
I
So
believe it. So I didn't really realize this was just is this just another adaptation? Like they've done more than one adaptation of this story, right? So this is like the newest adaptation of it, right?
okay, so the original Ghost in the Shell manga was written back in I think it started in like 88 or 89. I could be wrong about the dates because I don't have anything pulled up right now, but it was like early 90s. And then the first animated adaptation of Ghost in the Shell was the movie from 1995.
Okay.
And then there was Standalone Complex. And both that original movie and Standalone Complex are we're like taking the characters and the ideas of Ghost in the Shell and making them much more serious than what the manga was. The manga is a lot more like this show where it's kind of it has its serious moments, but a lot of it's kind of goofy and funny and like the characters are really expressive and
Yeah.
Standalone Complex is like so overly serious at times that and that's kind of like the most well-known thing of Ghost in the Shell is Standalone Complex. You know,
Okay.
it's like super popular. You know, it got really popular because it was on like Toonami and Adult Swim. So a
Yeah,
lot of
that's what
people our
I didn't.
age saw
Yeah,
it, you
that's where
know.
I've seen episodes of that back in
Mhm.
the day. I don't think I ever watched the movie though. Maybe that's something I should visit at some point. But yeah.
The 1995 movie is really good. Um, God, it's fucking beautifully animated. I think it's better if you have the context of like standalone complex also because there's not a whole lot of characterization of any of the characters in that movie. Things just kind of happen,
Hmm.
and you don't really get to like you don't get any exploration of like Motoko or uh like the chief or Bato or anybody. Like
Yeah.
they're just there
There's a
doing
lot
their
of that
thing,
in
and
this
you're
show. I've noticed
yes,
like a
there
lot.
there
Yeah.
is quite a bit of that in this show
Yeah.
also.
Hmm.
But this show does start out where it's like the initial formation of Section 9, which
Hmm.
is really cool. Um God, it's so fucking stylized, man. It's so good looking. I love it.
I was gonna ask, for this series, were you more of a sub or did you check out the dub too? I did both. I was just curious which one you lean towards.
I've only watched it dubbed right now.
Dubbed. I
So,
tried.
yeah.
I think I watched the first two episodes dubbed, and then I was like, you know what? Let me try the sub. The sub is good. Like it's good. I actually think the dub's actually really excellent in this. So I kind of just switched
Yes, it
back
is.
on episode 4 to the dub again. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's good how it is. You know. So
Yeah, traditionally Ghost in the Shell has always had like a superb dub.
yeah,
So
yeah. I was like,
it's there's always been like a couple of anime where the English voice actors are just so good that it's 100% worthwhile to just watch the dub.
hmm
I think Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are like that. Cowboy Bebop is
yep.
another one,
hmm
obviously. There's some others, but yeah, it kind of depends on the the voice acting, you know, but this is really really good. And a lot of modern anime, honestly, like they get good voice actors to play stuff a lot of times. So it's not like back in the 90s when some of the dubs were fucking terrible. Like you should hear dubs in like fucking Card Captor Sakura or like Hikaru no Go. It's fucking horrible. So,
Yeah. And it kind of sometimes in those dubs probably lose some of the context of what the translation is too. So
absolutely.
it's a little, yeah. uh, I really think this one was fine. I really enjoyed the voice acting and the English voice acting, and it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this show just kind of it starts and it's just immediately balls to the wall. Like there's
Yeah.
no fucking downtime. Like for the first 2.5 episodes, it's non fucking stop. It's
Mm-hmm.
nuts.
So many great, like, just awesome gunfights, lots of like fast action, lots of
Mhm.
like hacking and like cyberpunk vibes. I love that it's set in 2029 and it's great. It's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so it's cool guy the show, right? There's a bunch of cool guys in this and cool girls in this, like doing cool
Yeah.
stuff, which is what you want.
Yeah. One of the things I love, which a lot of Cyberpunk doesn't do, is like whenever an android, because like most of our characters are cyberized, like they have cybernetic bodies, so like
Yeah,
they are machines with human body parts inside. And when they land on something, like the ground crunches underneath them. And I love that because like you're in a fucking metal android body.
yeah.
You weigh a lot. You shouldn't just be able to land on the ground and have nothing happen. And sometimes in cyberpunk media they don't do that. And I love that they did that here. It's such a little detail that adds so much weight to everything. You know,
Hmm.
somebody jumps off a building and lands 10 stories down and smashes something, you know?
Yeah,
It's great.
everything
Even
has
when they're
gravity
falling
and
just a
weight.
short distance.
Yeah, they all have weight to it, and like when they actually
Mhm.
fight and stuff, like everything has like impact and like it's just there's just so much that happens too in the story, but it looks great. It drives great. I like it just starts and like goes 1,000 miles an hour, doesn't stop, breakneck speed. And then we have very fun characters. All their interplays has some jokes and humor thrown in there, and
Mhm.
little, like I said, little sexy parts in there. It's just a damn fun watch. Like these episodes are so fast too. They're like 20 minutes, so they just
Yep.
you sit down and you feel like you're transported and you want more like every time the episode's over because it's just like, wow, that was so cool, I want to see the next episode, and then you run out right now. At least hopefully the
Yeah.
series continues with this quality, but yeah.
I imagine it's going to. So Science Saru, the animation team behind this, they also did Dan to Dan last year. They did Scott Pilgrim's Takes Off.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Very high quality.
Devilman, yeah, Devilman Crybaby. They did Space Dandy, which I don't know if you ever watched Space Dandy. It's another sci-fi show from the creator of Cowboy Bebop.
I think I have.
It's really fun. It's
Oh,
very
I've seen that.
stupid, and I like it.
I was, as soon as I saw the main character, I was like, I've watched this.
Yeah.
So
Um. Yeah. Like. They did animation on like some of the Shin Chan shows from like the 2010s. So yeah, I mean, like they're a great animation studio. They're out here doing good work. So I was happy when I saw that they were gonna be the ones doing the animation on this, and yeah, did not disappoint. So
soundtrack's great
it's good.
too. It adds a lot to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What did you think of the opening? The opening, just kind of in general.
it's sick as hell. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good theme song. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's
is.
not. It's kind of more subdued than the other opening themes for Ghost in the Shell, which I like. Um, not quite
It's
as
very vibey. Yeah, I guess,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and they so like the opening for Standalone Complex is very vibey, but it's also like really techno in a lot of
Hmm.
ways, like really electronic, and this is not. Which I think is fitting for the vibe of this show and the vibe that the show is going for. Um, yeah, I don't think I could accurately articulate like the plot that is happening right now because
It's
everything just
tough.
happens so fast.
Yeah.
And
The,
it's a lot to take in, and I honestly I don't think I could try and articulate any of it at the moment. This is absolutely the kind of show where I'm gonna have to go back through once it's all out, and I'm gonna sit down and watch it the entire thing again, probably a few times to really catch everything that's happening, and then I'll watch it again at a later point and see more things that I missed.
I
So
mean, the
it,
main thing for the first couple episodes, at least, is they want to get the ghost key. So that
uh
was, which is a very powerful tool in this world because the ghost key can basically control people because the
yeah,
ghost is the mind of the cybernetic people, right? So it's like the
yep.
whole point of that is they're trying to get that away from the bad guys, and then they have the ghost key and can use it in the next few episodes. I'm sure that's going to be a driving thing throughout the whole show. But yeah, so that's one of the plot points, at least one of the main plot points.
Yeah. Um, it's good, man.
It
I
is
love
very
it.
good.
I love it so much.
Excellent recommendation. I'll say I'm gonna watch the rest of it. I don't know how many episodes it's supposed to be. Probably 10, I would guess, or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought I heard 10. It could be 12.
okay.
Um, we'll see. Uh,
We'll probably have to check in a
the
couple
the, the
times on that one then, until it's
yeah,
done.
the page
Yeah,
that I'm currently on doesn't say. So, but I guess I could let me try and find out real quick.
no worries. But yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like I definitely might have watched it, but getting the push to watch it, something brand new that's coming out concurrently,
Uh-huh.
is cool, and we can touch base with it and keep up with the story and talk about what we think about the whole thing when it all comes out for sure in the next month and a
Yeah.
half or here or so, whatever it ends up being.
So it's gonna be 10 episodes.
Okay. So probably most of the episodes will be out by next episode, but maybe not all of them. So yeah, we'll check in and I'll watch the rest of this. Been loving it so far. I wish it was all out. I would have watched the whole thing. Like
Oh,
that's a good thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
When the first episode ended, I didn't realize that they were going to be doing it weekly. So the first episode ended, and I was laying in bed, and something else started playing on the TV. I was like, "What happened to my anime? I want to watch the anime. Why did it change to something else?"
Yeah.
Uh, I was kind of upset, but like, at the same time, it's like that's fine. I don't mind being going and checking in every month or every week to see the new episode. So it's kind of nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Just not with this. I wish I could have seen all of it, and I would have sat down and just watched all of it in one day.
I think it depends on the thing. This one's okay. Like okay, it's appointment viewing, sure. It does get people to come back to the streaming service every week, which I know
Mhm.
that's the main reason they do it. But I I just wish the episodes were longer or they did like two at a time or something. Like I
Yeah,
feel like 20 minutes appointment is not as interesting as like an hour or like 45 minutes of appointment
yeah,
viewing, but that's their choice, so it is what it is.
yeah. And with how breakneck the fucking episodes are, it that 20 minutes just flies by, and then you're left just wanting more. So I guess it is really trying to like push you to come back, but at the same time, it like there's no recap, going into the next episode. So if you don't remember everything that exactly happened, you go into the next episode and it's just like, okay, wait, what are we doing? What's going on for the
Yeah.
first like minute or two, and then you're like, oh, okay, so we're on something completely different now. Got it.
Yeah. You're like, I don't remember any of these threads from the last episode. Okay, I guess they're starting something new. Yep.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's Ghost in the Shell's always kind of been that serialized nature where like there is an overarching story, but there's also a bunch of like individual episodes that just kind of have their own thing going on that don't involve the overall narrative and plot, you
It's
know?
like a quote unquote monster of the week type thing. Not monster, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah. Yeah.
I always compared it to a police procedural because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's just so it's like when we grew up in the fucking 90s and 2000s. I remember watching a lot of like CSI Miami,
Yeah.
and it's a 24 episode series, and every episode is going to be about a different murder, but then 3 episodes throughout the series are going to be about this one specific case. that they're trying to solve throughout the entire series or throughout that entire season. You
Yeah.
know,
It's like the show. I don't know. You probably never watched this. Bones. Did you ever watch the show Bones?
a little bit. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I
something that I
watched.
like watched a lot of.
I watched. So at one point, somebody had the box set of the whole series. So I watched the entire series, just like back to back to back, and it's like so formulaic that I'm like, okay, so this is the part where she finds some mysterious thing in the bones to solve the case, and then
Yep.
she solves the case, and at the end she's talking to her husband, and they slow zoom out to with some music as they're talking. Okay, next episode. Like it had a
Yep.
formula. Yep. So
Look, all of the procedurals from that point in time all had the same formula, and they
yep.
worked because people kept fucking watching them. I mean, it was the three different CSIs and NCIS and Law and Order, and then there was like Criminal Minds
Yep.
and Bones, as you just talked about. There was another
Monk.
one.
Monk is like a comedic
Monk.
take to that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, really enjoyed the show. Great recommendation. But definitely we can check in next time to see what we think of the next few episodes and see
Yeah.
through the whole series. I don't. Is it like a one series and then done, or are they doing multiple seasons? They say or anything like that?
I don't think anything's been announced yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if a second series gets made.
Okay,
So
nice. All right. Well, we also played some Friendslop games together.
yeah, we did.
Few sessions. First one we did was Battle Golf. Was it Super Battle Golf or
No, we did. So we didn't end up playing Super Battle Golf. We played
no
golf with your friends.
golf with your friends? I just saw golf and left it on the list here. But we could still
Yeah.
play some
So
Super Battle
I
Golf
wanted
at some point.
I wanted to play Super Battle Golf with you because Super Battle Golf is like actual. It's like golf across an actual golf course, except you like have weapons and shit that you can shoot at each other. Whereas the golf game that we played, golf with your friends, is mini golf, but the courses are kind of wacky.
Yeah, which it was fun. It was a good time. It is basically
Yeah.
that though. It's just a mini golf game with some crazy wacky. It reminded me of like a early 2000s game where it's like
Hmm.
you rent this for a weekend and you're like, what is this weird golf game? And it's just a game that exists and it's fun. It's just a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, golf with your friends is just kind of like a fun mini golf game. I've played several of those courses by myself, and it's just kind of like, yeah, like it's okay mini golf. Playing with friends, it's like, yeah, it's okay mini golf, but I get to talk with people at the same time while I'm doing it, which is great. Like I'd rather we played this with Johnny,
Yeah.
and like it was just fun hanging out. The three of us fucking playing some mini golf for a couple of hours. I would sit down and play it again if more people wanted to join and play some mini golf. It's a good time.
Yeah. I was like trying to get some more people in on all these, but nobody joined. Come on, guys. Let's
Yeah.
play some games together. Anyway, we played Mecha Chameleon. We got Ross in there. He did join
Hmm.
in on that, which is
Yeah, he
basically
did.
like a hide and seek prop hunt style game where you paint yourself into the environment and then another group of people will hunt you and try to find you in the environment.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
I thought it was fun. This is definitely not my kind of game where I would like come back to it consistently or anything. If a group of people popped into the Discord and were like, "Hey, we're gonna play some Mecha Chameleon tonight," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll pop in and play with you guys."
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like actively seek out a group to go and play with. I'm not gonna stream playing it or anything like that. So, like it was fun for the few hours that we played it, and yeah, if somebody wanted to play it again, it'd be the kind of that same thing, like I just said, where I'd play it again, but yeah, not really my thing.
Yeah, it's kind of to me, it's like Among Us. I don't know if you've ever played Among Us, but that was
A little
popular
bit, yeah.
around
Hmm.
2020, and I think the game itself is kind of boring. I'm sorry if there's
Uh-huh.
any Among Us fans out there, but I think the tasks that you do in there are just dull and it makes the game really dull. And the whole point of it is just to like convince your friends that you're not the imposter. And I'm like, that's fun, but to me, it's not enough to keep me coming back a million times. I kind of feel the
Hmm.
same way about the Mecha Chameleon. It's like this reminds me of the Gary's Mod mini games I used to play, or like Counter Strike mini games that I would find
Uh-huh.
randomly. It reminds me of that, but it became a whole like huge, very successful game. Apparently, like 20 million sold or something. So it
Yeah.
has a big
So
audience. Yeah,
I can see Mecha Chameleon being popular with like the streamer crowd where like you're watching
Hmm.
some dude stream and like he's like yelling and screaming into his microphone like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they didn't see me. I hit so well." Ah! And all that
Yeah.
bullshit, and like I'm
Yep.
just not that guy, you know?
I think
Um
we're both more understated people than that in general.
uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
so yeah, like I can see it being popular, like because of that, and then you see people, if you see a group of people that are like that playing it together on Twitch, and then you're like, oh, I want to play that with my friends, and that's how a game like this gets fucking stupid popular and sells
yeah,
20 million copies, you know?
yeah. And then I'm just an
So
old guy, and I'm like, this is like seven other games I have. It just has its own little spin on it. Like I've played 10 different versions of this. Just with various, parameters. But it's okay.
mhm,
It's just the newest multiplayer hotness, which hey, it happens. And
yep,
it's surprising what becomes popular in general, especially like so when we were growing up. It's like the new thing had the best graphics like of the time and all this. This is just looks like any old like PC game. Like it looks like
yeah,
Source One, like graphics. It's nothing fancy. You know what I mean?
yep,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The popular multiplayer games. I mean, like let's say by the time I didn't get into online gaming in high school when like the PS3 and 360 were the thing
yeah,
because I didn't have the money to upgrade because I had already moved out of my house. And was living on my own, but it was like Halo or Gears,
yeah,
the new hotness, not some fucking game that looks like it was made for the PS2.
yeah. Some like I mean, I think it has a charming art style. It looks
Yeah,
nice
it
for
looks
what it
fine.
is. Yeah, I mean, it suits the MS Paint like mechanic, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I will say my biggest complaint for the game is just for this one is the controls when you do the painting stuff is just a little finicky. Like it
Yep.
makes
Absolutely.
it kind of takes away the fun a little bit when you're trying to line something up and it doesn't want to line up just the way you want it to. It's a
Mhm.
little janky. But like I think that's comes with the territory for the game you're playing, so it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I
Yeah,
also didn't like that I wish there was a way for me to like save colors that I've already made.
right.
So so that let me put them on a hotkey. Like let me put them on a fucking number. Let me save this color because then like I'm trying to match a color to be a little bit different than what it already is, and then it's totally wrong and it doesn't match the environment at all. But then I can't get the old color back because you're adjusting both the the color density and then the hue and the brightness and the opacity and like all the things, and you're not necessarily going to be able to get the same color and texture back very
Yeah.
easily unless you remember all the individual number values that you were on for all of those things, and you're probably not because you only have 50 seconds to paint yourself.
Yeah, and then like the
So
eyedropper tool only goes so far, right? If you're gonna eyedrop tool like a rock, you might not get that same color again, right?
so
So yeah.
the eyedropper would never let me eyedrop outside of my little paint square.
Oh wow.
So were you actually supposed to be
No,
able to use the eyedropper on the environment?
I think so. Yeah, that's how I
So
would
because
do it.
when
Yeah.
I click the eyedropper, it would only let me move within my little paint square, and then it would pull up the like color wheel circle, and it would only let me select spots within
Huh.
that color wheel.
Yeah, I didn't. I never had that encounter. Maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know, but it is what it
Maybe
is.
I was doing it wrong, but I couldn't just like because that was one of my frustrations also was like I wish there was a way for me to just be able to like select a color that's in the environment. And I guess that maybe that's what other people were doing. I'm over here trying to like adjust my values manually to get as close to the environment as I can.
Yeah. Anyway, it's still a cool game. It was fun
Yeah.
to. I think this would be fun with a big group. Like it was fun with 3 people, but it would be fun if we had
Mhm.
like 8 people on doing like a full server. You know what I mean? That would be a lot
Yeah.
more fun with proximity chat. No like local chat, like where we're like having to shout at each other across the map and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. Um,
Yeah.
but the one that I think is the best out of all these was RV There Yet. I think
Yeah, absolutely.
this was just fun, good times.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is like it's a cooperative survival game almost. It's not like it's not like a deep survival game. Like it's not like a farming sim or some of these other survival. It's not like um what's a big like survival crafting game that everybody knows other than Minecraft.
Uh, Don't Starve, Terraria,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like one of those where you're like having to collect 3 wood to be able to then make the next item that you need to be able to then
or like
do
Raft. I
the
know you
next
like
thing.
Raft, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Raft. Raft is fucking fantastic. Yeah. So it's not
Yeah,
like that at all. It's just like you're trying to get through this environment and not destroy your RV, and it's kind of physicsy and kind of janky, and you're just trying to like get through, and you need to work together to figure out the best path and the best route to get through each area and
yeah,
try and not die.
yeah. Don't get mauled by a bear or bit by a snake, and then there's like antidotes
Mhm.
for that. The RV is very floaty and kind of hard to drive, but kind of not. It's
Uh-huh.
just I think it rides the line perfectly between jank and not jank to where it's
Yeah.
fun. And if the RV explodes into a million pieces, you're like, well, yeah, I kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
that's on me. You know?
Yeah, I shouldn't have rolled it over. That yeah, maybe I shouldn't have driven into that tree. I should have been paying more attention.
Yeah. Which I know I think I did that the most, but that's okay.
I drove into trees too. It's fine. Like we
Yeah.
both did it.
And then it's just kind of like try to survive to the next shop so you can repair your RV 100%, and then you just go do the
Mhm.
next thing. There's giant ramps. There's like precarious like things you got to put boards over, and winch. You have winches on either side to winch yourself up and down hills so you don't slide down and slam into things. And
Mhm.
has a good sense of humor. It's just wacky and goofy, and it's just a really fun game to play with friends. I really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I definitely prefer like this sort of cooperative style of like there's an actual goal to get through the game rather than with like a game like Mecha Chameleon. It's just like, well, you play around and then you start another one and then you do the same thing over again. With this, it's like, well, you're trying to get to the other side of the map, so like we have to work together to actually try and get to the end of the game
Yeah.
because there is a an actual end to the game. So
Um,
definitely a little more my style this time. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's one. I actually think we'll probably just go back to that one. I'm sure we will and play through the rest of it. Try to get to the end there. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I imagine we're somewhere around like halfway through
Yeah.
with our 2 play sessions. I feel like we're also kind of moving a little slower than some people might, but it's been fun doing it anyway. So,
It's kind of one of those things. It's like we're both overly cautious maybe at times because we're like
uh-huh.
we don't. So if you die, you start from a checkpoint, which could be like a decent of progress loss. So we're both like,
Yeah.
let's not fuck up. We got this in one go. So if it takes a little longer, we got this in one go still, and we don't have to start over at the
Yeah.
checkpoint. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get to a spot and it'll be like, "Oh, this looks a little precarious." So instead of just being like, "Ah, fuck it, let's send it and just drive the RV through," we'll like put the RV in park and then walk around and take a look at the environment and be like, "Oh, what would be the best way to actually get through here? Maybe we should go this way, maybe we should go that way. Like, this might work out better or that might work out better." And we're trying to like figure these things out instead of just like I said. I mean, there were a couple of times where I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna send it," and it fucked up every time I did that. So,
I mean, there was one time a couple times I sent it and I was like impressed that I did it. I was like, oh, there's like one where it's like at the edge of a mountain and you had to kind of like swerve around a bunch of stuff to get to the top. And then that giant ramp, I was like, fuck it. Keep shifting up because you have a manual shifter. You have to hold the Q
uh-huh.
button down and then use your mouse to like shift, like actually like a manual. And yeah, it it just adds to it. I mean, it helps that we both know how to drive sticks, so that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you can't just jam it into third gear and hope to be able to go forward because it doesn't work that way. Like,
you have to get those RPMs up, just like a real
hmm
vehicle. It'll eventually get there, but it's just gonna rev for a long time till it does, unless you shift correctly. Yeah. So.
yeah, yeah. So most of the time you're just driving in first gear. At least I was. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, there's no point in driving fast. We're going around all like these precarious corners and like up and down hills. And when you're driving in first person, you're going up a hill and then it starts to like crest to go down. You can't see where the road is anymore
Yeah,
because
because
like
you're
your
like so
entire
short.
dash is just in the way. Yeah, your
Yeah,
character is so short.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I think this is kind of what I was thinking of when I said Friendslop, because it's kind of janky. Um,
Hmm.
people, the term is dumb, but people know what it means now, and it's these type of games where it's like the game's a little janky, but you and your friends are gonna get through it. It's gonna work out. It's just a little wacky, and hijinks happen the whole time because you're just trying your
Yeah.
best with this crazy sandbox to complete whatever the task is. So
Yeah. So Raft is actually multiplayer. We could play that together if you wanted to.
I'd be down to try it. You said you like it. You know the game, so you can Sherpa me a little bit through it.
Yeah. I mean, my first playthrough was like 50 hours, so,
Oh
but I
man,
was doing it by myself, and
yeah,
it is. I did spend a lot of time just like building my boat in that game, which you don't really have to do. Like the speed run for that game is like 2.5 hours long, so like it's not a short game, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, I would probably play Raft again for sure, at least for a little while. Like even if we didn't play the entirety of it.
yeah. I'll try it. Yeah, I'm down to do more sessions and do some more co-op stuff. I've been
Yeah,
wanting
we
to
got to get
anyway.
through this game yet.
Yeah, yeah. This game also has DLC, so I don't know if we want to do all that, but yeah. Um, but of the ones we played and had time for this month, I think that was my highlight, and
Yeah.
to me, I feel like it was a good recommendation. What did you think? Did you think it was a solid recommendation?
Yeah, definitely with RV there yet. I thought that was a great recommendation. I'm really enjoying my time with it. Uh, I thought Mecha Chameleon, like I said, Mecha Chameleon was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it was enjoyable for the time that we played, but I have not thought about it since.
Right.
So,
We should get a Super Battle Golf in this next month at some point. Try to get some people in there and talk about
yeah,
it next time. I think that'd be fun.
yeah, that'd be fun. We can try and do that for sure. Because that is one that I personally want to play, just because like I like dumb golf games.
Yeah.
So
It's the thing about golf games is I suck at them. I always sucked at golf games. I don't know what it is. I'm just not very good
uh,
at them, but I will play them if people are going to play them. You know what I mean? Like I'm not probably going to place very high, but I'll have a good time. Yeah.
all right.
Okay, so those are recommendations for the last month. Now we have to select some new ones. I'm going between two. Do you want to go first, or do you know what you want to give me for next month?
Um, yeah, so Josh, if you have seen the movie that I'm going to recommend you, please let me know and I'm going to change my recommendation. But
Okay.
I was I was thinking about what I wanted to recommend, and like I feel like the last couple have been like the last couple of episodes just for both of us have been kind of heavy on the recommendations. So I wanted to bring it down a little bit and make it a little bit smaller, a little bit easier of a recommendation for you.
Okay.
And there's a movie that I quite enjoy from 2003 called The Missing. It stars Kate Blanchett and Tommy Lee Jones. Have you ever seen it?
The Missing. It doesn't sound. Was it 2003? Right?
Mm.
No, I haven't seen this.
Okay. I just want you to watch that.
Okay.
I
Maybe I'll
have
do
no
it.
idea if it's on streaming, but I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, that's fine. So I'm gonna have you watch movies too. Then that's what I'll decide. We'll do lighter for both of us. But I have two movies I want you to watch that are kind of
Okay.
go hand in hand. I don't know the director of this one. Hold on, let me look it up real fast. But I want you to watch. So I'm gonna call this the woke two pack. Because they're both kind of like uh anti-establishment in different ways. This
Okay.
first one I want you to watch is from 2018. It's called Sorry to Bother You. Have you seen it?
Hang on. I'm writing. I was typing that in onto
You're good.
the
It's
sheet
Boots
here.
Riley, which is a popular director. This movie is fucking batshit. I'll say that. It really is. But you'll like it. You'll
So
dig it.
I have this on a list of movies that I want to see. So
Okay,
I
so
have
this
not,
is
and I have not seen it yet.
so this will be the wackier comedy type movie. It has
Okay.
comedic elements. So the basic premise of the movie, it's in the trailer, is we have these people that are like salesmen, over the phone salesmen, right? And
Uh-huh.
the way that they become better at their job is they use their white voice, quote unquote, and they're black guys.
Uh-huh.
And it's overdubbed by by popular comedians. You know, we have David Cross and stuff doing voices for the black characters in there, making them like
Uh-huh.
really cheesy white guy voices, and it goes places. I'll just say that much. It's a really fun movie.
Okay.
Crazy too, ridiculous. And then the other
Yeah, I've
one
heard this is
is
really good.
it's good. And then the other one that it's from the same year. It's directed by I think it's him, Spike Lee. It's a Spike Lee movie called Black Klansman.
It's a
And
it's a Spike Lee joint. Get it
Spike Lee
right.
joint. Yeah, it's a Spike Lee joint. This one is still has comedic elements, but it's definitely a lot more of a drama, and it's a lot more of the time. And it's very stylized. It's Black Klansman, so it's Black K and then a K and then Klansman with a K. So I guess I could type it out for you so you can see it.
I see it. I found it.
Okay, you found it. Okay.
Yeah.
Has Adam Driver, John David Washington, which is Denzel Washington's son, as the main two.
Mhm.
So John David Washington basically joins the Klan over the phone, and it's set, I think, in like the 70s, something like that. Like it's a period piece, and he is joining the Klan as a black guy, and then Adam Driver plays him as the physical version of him going to the Klan, if that makes sense. So he's kind of like two people trying to play one guy in this setting, and he's trying to basically get into the Klan to figure out what their next step is and where are they going to burn crosses and where are they going to cause mischief and do crimes and stuff. So that's kind of what it is. It's like an undercover type thing. Has good humor in it, but it's very poignant for modern day too. There's a little bit of modern day stuff in there. I won't spoil what it is, but both of these are, like I said, they're the woke two pack. They're both like, fuck the establishment, fuck racists, fuck capitalism type of movies. So I think you'll dig both, and these both came out like the same summer, and I was like, these movies like kind of pair well together, back to back.
Right.
So I think you'll enjoy them.
So I just wanted to say really quick that the missing that
Yeah,
um it's directed by Ron Howard. So like super famous director. He did like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind, things like that. So
right.
it's a gorgeously shot movie.
It looks good.
I like it. So in like the mid 2000s there was like this uptick of like anti spaghetti westerns where
Right.
there were a bunch of movies that were made that were like twists on the western themes but weren't the John Waynes
Is it
and
like Cowboys versus Aliens? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I would count this movie among that like
Wild Wild West, I
era.
guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe is kind of part of that a
No,
little bit. No,
no.
that's way more campy.
No, Wild Wild West is like a sci-fi spaghetti western. So
Yeah,
is
pretty
Cowboys
much.
and Aliens.
Yeah.
Um,
So that doesn't
I'm
really
talking.
match what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm talking westerns where like instead of being the like, oh, the white guys are always the good guys. They're trying to take a more serious look at what life was actually like in the West in the mid 1800s. So
Awesome. I'm down for it. I enjoy a good drama. This seems like it has some horror elements too, at least from the description. So I'll see what it's about. It looks cool. I'm
it's
down to
good.
watch it.
It's one that it's one I feel like people don't talk about, and I don't really know why. Because like it's a good cast. It's a good movie. It might be a little heavy, I guess, but it's not like it's not super scary or anything. It looks really good. It's a good drama, some good acting. You can't really go wrong with Tommy Lee Jones. So
Yeah, and I love Kate Blanchett too. She's always good.
yeah,
So
she's great.
yeah, yeah. I definitely don't mind watching one good movie. Like that sounds like a good time to me. So yeah.
Cool.
All right, awesome. So we got The Missing, and then Sorry to Bother You and Black Klansman are the watches for this, the recommendations for the next episode. So we'll watch those and reconvene and talk about them next time. So
Yep.
I guess that's going to do it for our show this month. Chris, why don't you plug everything you do online?
Twitch.tv/Scotch and Hobbies. You can watch me stream sometimes, and the Trash Station podcast. You can hear me talk about video games.
All right.
That's
And
what
you
I
can,
do online.
yeah. Usually when you stream, is it mostly Sega CD, right? So
It's mostly been Sega CD. That's basically all I've been streaming, and I think tomorrow morning I'm going to be streaming more Sega CD games. But by the time this episode comes out, that will have been yesterday. No, it will have been a week ago.
yeah.
So, uh, travel back in time and watch me play Sega CD games. I don't know what I'll be playing yet because I pull up a wheel and I spin the wheel and it tells me what random game to play, and I see if it's good or I see if it's bad. And most of the time it's bad because there's not a lot of good games on that console, but it's fun to play them anyway.
Yeah, just to kind of explore, just to see it.
Yeah.
You can find me on Indie Quest podcast, which is a every other week show where we talk about indie video games. I was also on Drunk Friend podcast, which I think releases the same day as this one. So
I
if you
think
want to hear
so.
me on a different podcast, talking to the developer of Mina the Hollower, which was really fun. A nice little like 50-minute episode there where we had some interview questions. The guy was great to talk to, give us some good insight about the game. Just a good time all around. Check that one out. But mostly I do Indie Quest, which is my love and my passion. And you can also find me on Blue Sky at Josh Leslie. So, yeah. All right, that's going to do it for our show this month, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yep. See you next month.
Bye.